We'll let them pile in for a little bit, and then we'll get that race done on the hour. Better go and sign up for it now, though. So we're back with some new daily races this week. I just couldn't help myself, otherwise I wouldn't have been on today. But we had seen that GT3 had us Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta in GT3 cars, and we couldn't resist. So the 296 is the, well, let's just face it, the 296 is the favourite. It kind of seems like it's a bit of a free-for-all with what car you use, but the 296 is the car to use, so we're just going to have to enter, and I think we're going to use the 296 for the time being. Wherever the 296 is. Now, we are going to go into this absolutely 110% blind. It just makes for a funner race. Qualifying time, I think we might be able to get. I'm just going to put the scores up just now. What the scores are for other people is 117, 118. Very hard to beat. So in a minute or so we'll get started. Okay, this is a race where we've not had any practice. We have just come on right now, conveniently in enough time to be able to say hello to everybody before the absolute abomination that's about to happen. So, I'd seen this today whilst I was at work, and I was very curious because I did have a lot of fun the last time around. Also, the last time around, it was up with the same cars, GT3 cars. Now, I don't know if we're going to catch a half-past race, I hope we do. But if not, then still, enjoy yourself. It's going to be a hell of a ride for me, but we're starting away back there because we have no start position. There's no time that we've set, so. I suppose I can say that is eventful, yes, but we didn't have any practice beforehand. We'll give ourselves a little bit of a break. I have noticed that there is one person watching at least. Hello, Mr. Holder. Of course it is. Of course it is. Yeah, 5 positions raised in that, not bad. I think we started last, at least. You're not working right now, are you, Mr. Holder? Are you finished at 10 if you are? Usual Fettel. Are we in time to get the next one? I think we've got enough time to even get a lap down this time so we don't start last. Sponsorship rating went up, driver rating went down again. We broke back into driver rating C, Jamie, until no bit early this week. Cool. Does that mean you'll be getting yourself a cool? Nice one. Well, I better set a good enough time for you to beat at least. Yeah, I think out of all three of them, man, like this is probably one of my favourites as well. It's as soon as I've seen the daily races, Lamagiore reverse just isn't my thing. It's just not my thing. Um, but you've got to take the good with the bad with the ugly, and if you can take the ugly with the good, then take that as well. But that one pit stop, I almost forgot about. 100% almost forgot completely about it. Okay, let's see what we can get. Okay, first one's free. I do have a question for you, Jamie, actually. What is your preferred car for this? Because I'm going to show you something here. Where are we? Here we go. So, GT Racing and Ale Ramp, 117, 118. Now, if you're looking at times around the world, you're thinking that's pretty good. The thing I want you to look at is the cars, the different cars that folk have done this in. I think we're going to have to watch a replay, that might help. I think I'm just going to have to make you bear with somebody's replay just now. Apologies in advance. But maybe not, because their replays here are a million times better than what you're going to get off of this. Let's go, Gura. I think he's in the World Cups at the minute. He's one of the drivers, so let's see if we can have a look at that. Here we go. I'll put this replay up. Yeah, I use the replay as well for qualifying, especially for qualifying. Like loading up the ghost of other people as well, especially like maybe the top 10, top 20, but also take into account the realism of it. Like maybe go top 50 rather than somebody so high up. It's about finding the middle point, gauging it, and just trying to improve tiny little bits, you know. I mean, I'm going to be honest here, that was done in a Beetle, so anything else is unacceptable, really. Unexpected the Beetle GR3 to be in there, though. Like that high up. I don't know, I think we'll maybe just stick with the 296. I know it's a bit of a free choice, but the miracle was that I finished the race without any practice. It was just a jump on, get everything set up, and then it was time to join it, unfortunately. However, we'll go back to the 296. I think we'll keep it simple for now. It is only Monday, but later on in the week when we come back and do a bit more, I'm hoping to have grasped it a little bit. Literally just missed the qualifying time as well to be able to go in, maybe have a little look at the other times, but it just means that we can go straight into it. I'm not sure about that first race as well. I was thinking about going on to that, giving that a little try at some point this week, just to see what it was like. Also, I've not done a time trial session in a while, so I'm thinking about potentially one of the streams being just a time trial. I know it's not everyone's most liked things, but I just seen that you wanted me to give your son Aiden and then it cuts off at the S. Was that shout out? Or it's definitely not some advice because it's not coming from me. Definitely not on this track. But hello, Aiden, if that's what it was. Ah, right, okay. I get you, man. I get you. Look, we're still starting last. But I think now that Aiden's watching, I better step it up a little bit, you know. A lot of good times in here again, so no complaints. The only complaint I have is that I'm starting way down here, bottom of the pack. And if someone does join after now, unlikely, but you know, I would have just been put straight to the back. The good thing is that we've been put back into driver rating C after a terrible time in driver rating D, and the sportsmanship rating actually took a little bit of a decline as well. So, but happy days. We're on the up and up. I mean, we started last, so that's a bonus that we finished in third. It's a good one. It's only going to be a short stream today, but that's getting us prepared for the week ahead. We started away back here. During the course of that race, we took over all of these people. Not bad. Some of them crashed though, you know, so not so much credit there, but yeah, can't complain with that. 50 seconds left on the timer. I think everyone will get finished, to be fair. Well, maybe not. Cannot complain with that. That's ridiculous, that is. I've just had to screenshot that. Lovely, jubbly. Did both go up? That's kind of what I need, man. Ah, well, the first one went up. Yeah, man. There's I don't know if you realised that like some point during it there was a triple overtake on that corner that comes up just before the finish line. Like three of them just couldn't get the speed out. I think they were maybe like, you know, battling for that corner, but that was three overtakes straight away. Cannot complain with that. Yeah, you should, man. Let me know what you get. I'm gonna have to set a lap though. Um, I am gonna have to set a lap before I go off, so I'll do that now. Just wanted to see where we're sitting at here. Yeah, that's good enough. We're kind of back in business here. Not bad at all. Let's get a practice lap or two in. No, we don't want to do that. That one. That's it. Okay, so the good thing is, first time round we set an alright lap, not too bad. And just before I go off, I'm just going to see where that's actually put me. Ugh. Yeah, that's not good enough. But we'll fix that. We'll fix that further on in the week. Interesting to see how quick some people can do it, though. I always say that. How there's literally like 3 seconds in this, and there's like obviously almost 11,000 people in between that. Tough crowd. Very tough crowd. Anyway, regardless, that's the end of the small stream for this fine Monday evening. Thought I'd just do it because of the new races. Got a little bit excited. The pit stop definitely caught me out, I think, on the first time round, but there's always tomorrow or Wednesday, one or the other, but I will be doing another stream some point this week. Don't really want to miss this one. I feel like there's a lot of time in this, considering after a couple of races, couple of races, no practice, 1 or 2 or 3 laps of practice, other than what I did in the race. I would say 120 is not bad. Still, not good enough, as we've seen on the rankings. But anyway, that's me for the night, so I hope to see somebody at least chuck a little time up, let me know. Let me know. Where am I going here? I was going to check the rules on this one. That Porsche, though, I'm not too sure. There's a possibility. Just have to see what happens. Until then, I have been a driving wreck. I'm still warming up from that break I had as well, to be fair, so just goes to show you how long it takes to actually get back into something after such a short space of time. And we shall change this over to... Do you know what? I'm going to go with this one this time. No, I'm not. That's the wrong one. Was that also the wrong one? I thought I had another Formula 1 car there. Oh well. I think it's just going to have to be this one. Okay, now I'm saying goodbye. Yeah, see if you can beat the time, man. Like I said, it's a short stream for tonight. There'll be a longer stream later on in the week, but for those people that like to see them as soon as they come up, if I can do, I'll be doing them on a Monday just to make sure I can cover as much of it as I can. Nonetheless, shall catch you in the next one. Adios.